Yo, what's going on? It's Charlie McCormack here. Before you watch this video, I want you to know that the video you're about to watch was taken from one of the sections of my full free webinar course for info and coaches in 2025, where we talked about offer and messaging, we talked about systems, tech, and automations, we talked about using AI, we talked about writing the script, and we talked about the webinar follow-up process. Now, if you want to watch this video specifically, because that's all you need to do your webinar campaigns, that's fine. But if you are an info product owner or a coach and you want to watch the entire free training, it's on YouTube. I will link it in the top link in the description. And without further ado, I won't take up any more of your time and I will let you watch the video that you've selected right now.
And last but not least, we have the fifth and final part, which is the post-webinar sales and the roundup. Now, as the late, great Kobe Bryant once said, the job is not finished. Even though the call itself is over, the campaign is nowhere near finished. And if anything, especially if you're doing a book call, the end of the webinar is the signal that the campaign is just getting started, because you guys now have calls to triage, you have leads to call, and you have shit to do. You have people to close. So here's a little fun fact. You can, and probably will, make more money from the leads that you follow up with than the leads who just self-booked on the webinar. So this is a great incentive as you, as the offer owner, or if you're a growth operator watching this, this is a great incentive for you not to be lazy with your webinar follow-up. So here is what the state of affairs is going to look like once the call is completed. So if you remember this from earlier, this is the CRM I showed you. So we're now going to be able to fill in the people who didn't attend, the people who did attend and left before the pitch, the people who attended and stayed for the pitch, the people who applied but didn't qualify or self-book, and the people who booked calls. So you can automate this by using Zapier, Typeform, GHL, and then automate the booking calls like Calendly, GHL Calendar into the GHL pipeline. So you can automate that process. And once the webinar is done, you can also export from Webinar Jam, who put in the point at which you pitched, find who stayed for it and who left before it. So you need to do this instantly as soon as the webinar ends. And this is what we do for our clients. Literally the moment it ends, I'll bell the client. We'll have a little chat. We'll have a little catch up, see how it went, see how we crushed it, see how many applications we got. But as soon as that call is over, the first thing I am doing is I'm going into Webinar Jam and I'm exporting that list so that the sales team can follow up immediately, or like first thing in the morning, and this will add up to the total attendees. So obviously the total attendees is comprised of the people who left and the people who stayed. Here is how to follow up properly after a webinar campaign. And I'm going to try not to lose my shit here. This is an absolute non-negotiable. It is of imperative importance. You, the appointment setters, your closers, your sales team, I don't care who it is. They need to follow up with every single fucking person at least once, if not more than once. Call them every single day until the day they die if you have to. Just treat them like you would with every other lead that you've got from an ad or you've got from your VSL funnel. Follow them up for 2 weeks as a general rule of thumb. Do whatever you can to start a conversation with them and book them in for a call or pitch them the offer again, because they have just watched a webinar for an hour and a half. They're not even warm. That word should not be there. They are hot. Book them in for a call, close them, and make money. Now, this is how I tell my clients to follow up with their webinar leads. So we're going to work backwards from the people who are warmest to the people who are coldest. The first people that are going to hear from us after a webinar campaign is the people who self-booked, right? Because what we need to do is we need to check they are actually qualified. We need to make sure they're actually going to turn up, make a group chat with the setter, by the lead and the closer, your standard sales process. But these are the first people that you need to follow up with, right? Then you need to follow up with the people who applied, but who didn't qualify because they might be lying, or the people who applied and didn't self-book. So people might have applied even if they're qualified, but they didn't book in a call. Now, this could be for multiple reasons. This could be because there wasn't any space on the calendar, but people don't always tell the truth on forms. They might not, or people might have applied, qualified, and didn't book. You need to hit them up in this order: book, call, people who applied. Then what we want to do is the people who watched the pitch and didn't apply. Contact every single one of them. Find a reason why they didn't book. Find the objection that is stopping them. Answer any queries and questions that they have and book them in for a call. they are warm. And then for the people who left before the pitch or didn't attend, what I like to do is I like to offer them a replay of the recording, because like some people, if they didn't attend, there might have been a genuine reason they couldn't make it. Like I have loads of webinars that I want to join to funnel hack people, but like I said earlier, I have jiu-jitsu twice a week. So if they do it on a Tuesday or a Thursday, I can't make it, but I still want to see what they've done. So I would want a replay, and some of your prospects might want a replay. Now here's some little sauce. If someone wants the replay, you can make them commit to watching the replay by making it just a small purchase, like a $5 or even as low as £1, right? Because the likelihood that you give someone a free replay and them actually watching it is very, very slim. If they do ask for the replay, you then need to follow them up after you have sent it to them to make sure that they have watched it and then book them in for an appointment. Something else that we do is we will, rather than sending them the replay from Zoom or from Webinar Jam, we will upload the webinar to Wistia or Vimeo or any other video hosting platform, and we will turn off the controls so they can't skip it. So if someone actually does want to watch the replay, they have to watch it uninterrupted the whole way through, exactly how they would if they were there live. I know it's not the same feeling, but that's a small little hack that you can get to not just willy-nilly give people the replay and just let people skip through it. They see that you pitch and they're just like, nah, fuck off. I don't want to listen to it. Now, the final things that you need to do, right? A post-webinar email and SMS sequence. I find it far more effective when, like, if I had my way every time, I would have the sales rep dial everyone after the webinars, simply because it gets us better results, and results are what matter during these campaigns. Now, that does not mean that you shouldn't use any sort of automations like emails, text messages to save time, spark up conversations with people. You could have flows built out for each of the pipeline stages that we went over above. I'm not going to show you that just because we don't typically do it with everyone, and I will just get the setters and closers to get in touch with everyone. And then there's some other things that you can consider that I have seen other people do. Now, I cannot personally speak on the efficacy of these methods because we haven't done anything that I'm about to show you with clients. However, here are some other strategies that I've seen other people do that to maximize the sales asset that you have just created. Now, what you can do is you can upload the recording to YouTube after 14 days. So after you've made everyone pay for the replay, bang it on YouTube after 14 days, record a little intro for it. You could also then run paid ads to the YouTube video, or you can use it as a call to action on stories via the or use an opt-in funnel to get people to watch the webinar to gather more data and leads. And what you can do is you can then upload the webinar as a Wistia or a Vimeo without the controls on, so they do actually have to watch it. So we've just shown you all 6 stages of exactly how we do everything for our clients, like from the offer to the messaging to everything. And it's a lot. And if you're a growth operator or a copywriter, you're probably going to funnel hackers and do this for your clients, which is absolutely fine. But if you own an info product, or if you are a coach, if you want us to personally implement the exact system that we've just shown you and more, and do this fully done for you, there's a few options. You have our number one option, which is our flagship fully done for you webinar build, where we build everything for you. Literally everything you saw in this video, we do completely done for you. All you need to do is film the stuff we need you to film and turn up to the webinar. So we need to do the VSL, the reels, put out content, whatever, that we will write for you. You can use this system again and again and again and again, usually every 30 to 45 days, and we will handle everything every single time, and we will iterate and improve on every single webinar for you. Most of our clients stay with us for upwards of like 4 or 5 webinars and counting, because they're just going to keep working with us because we make so much money doing this for them, which is why that people usually opt in to do our fully done for you service. Or if you want a custom offer and you don't need everything, or you just want parts of it, you want us to build the funnel, the systems, write the script, do the presentation, consult with you, whatever it is, you can book a call with me for a custom offer. I will leave the link in the description. And if you're not ready yet and you just want to see more of what we do, you can join our newsletter, subscribe to our channel, and you can see more of what we do through these YouTube videos or on our newsletter, where I also turn this into written format and give you even more source and also tell you exactly the results that we're getting from our campaigns. So that was the free webinar course. I hope you enjoyed it. Go and either opt into the newsletter, get in touch with us for a custom offer, or if you want us to implement all of this with a guarantee of 30 to 50K being added in 90 days, go ahead, book a call, work with us for our full done for you offer, subscribe to the channel. I love you all. Bye-bye. Woo!